basic single sword, and we're going to start from the beginning. We're going to go over stance first, all right, how we should stand, what our body, posture should be, where our feet should be. Then we're going to move on to blocking. What is the proper way to block and the proper placement for your blocks. Then we're going to go over attacking, which will be learning to attack while keeping defense in mind, all right? We're going to be working on none of this like we're swinging for the legs and hoping I hit him in the leg, but I'm not really blocking. Everything's going to be attacking, keeping defense in mind, right? All right, so the first thing we want to go over is stance. And if you guys can just spread out just a little bit, get a little bit of space. All right. First thing, whatever your opponent is, your front toe should be pointed at him. If we're fighting single sword, I advocate that your sword foot should be forward, okay? Not backwards, all right? So sword foot should be forward in a single sword stance, all right? Toe pointed at your opponent. Your back foot should be about the width of your shoulders behind it and pointed off to the side at about a 45-degree angle. All right, there we go. Once we get there, we want to shift our weight slightly over our front foot, bending this knee, okay? Our shoulders should be over the knee, and our chest should be up. We shouldn't be hunching over it, the back shouldn't break or bend. We're going to keep the chest up, okay? The other thing we want to watch out for, like for instance I'm seeing you doing, our shoulders want to be squared, all right? So right now you're going like this. We want to square our shoulders to the opponent, okay? All right, let's see. That looks pretty good. I'm just going to go over and check some of your stances real quick. For you, let your weight come a little bit forward. There you go. Chest stays up. And then that looks pretty good. Same with you. Let your weight come forward over your front thing, and let your shoulders come forward slightly too. Now hand up, okay? All right, so for the most part, that looks pretty good, all right? I know that's very basic, but it's something that a lot of people mess up from the beginning, all right? Is they start in these stances like, I'm gonna come here, they're like coming down like this. That's not where we wanna be, okay? Now then, we're gonna move on to blocking, and this is where we're really gonna need a partner, all right? Here, Logan, come here real quick. First off, when I'm in my stance, I want to keep a high hand, okay? And the reason for that is when I'm facing an opponent, what is the closest target to you to attack? My arm, exactly. So if I come in like this, I'm giving him the closest target. So my hand should come to about shoulder height, so I'm removing this right off the bat. All right, does that make sense, everyone? Sounds good. Now, as we attack, first of all, the place we want to block with is right here above the hand. All right? We can block with the hand if we've got awesome gloves, but you got a chance of hurting your hand there, and that's probably not the best idea. So as he swings, I want to block right here. This gives me the most strength. The reason we're not blocking up here is if he were to say swing hard, I don't have much strength there, right? Go again. Like, I'm really trying, but if it's here, it's never getting through there, all right? It's about the strength of the block. You can take it and go like this and realize how much it flexes versus right here, you have a ton of strength, all right? Now then, the second thing we really want to focus on is blocking away from our body, okay? We've already gone over where we want to block on our sword. Now then, if he's swinging at my hand, I don't want to block like this, all right? I've tucked too far, and I've created an extremely high distance for me to return to, which gives him a chance for a block, right? That same shot now, I'm going to block it away from my body. So he swings in, I'm here, and now I have just a direct shot here. I have a direct shot here, but I'm not coming from here trying to get there, right? So it's a matter of distance and learning the angle. So come over here. What we're going to do here in a second is learn that even while we're blocking away from our body, if he swings out here, I don't want to block like this. And the reason is I've created way too far of a movement, right? And so now let's say this was a fake, all right? So he came out here and I went there. Now you see how out of position I've created basically my hand positioning when I didn't need to. All right? So what we're going to do now, and I'm going to show you as a quick little drill, as a learning thing, is I want you to place your sword right here. All right? So he's hitting me, right? Here's my block, right, where we were. That's how far I needed to go to stop that. Now, swing that shot that we were showing. All right? Go ahead. All right? See, that's all I needed to do. See how little my hand moves, all right? Swing in. I hardly did anything, all right? And that's what we call it is economy of motion blocking or something like that, along those lines. We're keeping our hand wide. He's coming outside. That's all I need to do. It's from here to here. I don't want to be tucking to block. I don't want to be pushing out to block because once again, where did I leave my block afterwards? Now I got to worry about a fake. However, if he fakes and I go here and fakes, now look at how small a movement it is to get back to this side. All right? So that's the big thing. He comes outside. Here, now he's got a good shot back. That small movement very much have this block covered, right? So what I want to do right now is get with your partner and have your partner, and I want you to switch back and forth, have your partner lay a sword on you anywhere, okay? Now we're coming from our block. How far did we have to move our hand to get that block? All right, see it? Now have him swing and move there for that block. That's all we're doing, okay? What we want to watch is when he comes, this hand is just moving to a position. I'm not batting it out of the way. You swing, I'm not going and trying to like bat it or anything like that. This is very simple. He comes in, block, all right? This is going to set us up for our repose and keep us with a tighter defense that makes it harder for us to get faked and everything like that. All right?
Right about here, try that. And block it there. He should not be forcing you through. It's just it's a matter of he is not as strong right here as you are right here. Okay? Yeah, see? That's better. Let your hand turn just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because when we're blocking across, our hand's going to come in slightly. And we're blocking out, our hand's going to come out. What you're doing right now is blocking across, but letting your hand come out, which is decreasing your angle. Well, that's why we're practicing. Just what? So I'm going to yeah. No, see, I would say here you can block it farther than you need to. It was just because look at how you could have kept it in all the way to about there and I wouldn't have gotten it, right? So you could just right there, and it leaves your sword. I mean, look at your sword. I can get that. Yeah.
But I'm just trying to find a dynamic with just hands not being as strong.
So that's a good thing to practice, or even just to look at when you're questioning, like, is my block in the right position? Because especially in single sword, this is the only thing you have to block with. Your block needs to be in the right position. You start blocking out wide, you know, someone places your leg, you start going like this to try to block it or something like that. I think it might be completely opened up your body, and that's bad. That's very bad. All right. So next thing we're going to go over is we've already gone over the idea that blocking is extremely important in single sword, right? You only got one thing to block with. Now we want to learn to attack with defense in mind, okay? So go ahead and come on out here, Logan. One of the things that you'll see a lot of people when they're newer, right? If I'm swinging at him, I'm just swinging at him, right? There's not a lot of thought behind what's happening afterwards. So I'm coming up and I'm like, oh, I see his leg, right? Okay, I lost my arm and probably could have taken my shoulder too if he wanted it. Or like, you know, maybe I can get around, you know, let's see if I can. Well, there was really, I guess I could have hit him, right? If that had a hit, well, then I'd been all right. But that's what I call an all or nothing shot, right? So if I get this one, oh yes, I got over it, thank goodness. But if I don't, I'm screwed, right? So instead, what we're going to work on is a much safer way of striking. All right, I've already done, like I said, a video on the basic shots. So I'm going to try to go over this kind of quick so it's not too long. And if you're interested in like what I'm about to say, you can look at the videos and redo exactly form. But right now I'm going to teach it more in how we're using those to stay defensive afterwards. So let's take the exact same example that I just showed, right? I want his arm, all right? That's what I want. Now instead of going like this for it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a lower profile shot, it's not going to have the same amount of chance to hit, right? Obviously, this has got like the best chances to hit of any shot I can throw, but it is also absolute definite that I'm going to die if I miss. Like, I'm just giving it to him. So instead, we're fighting single sword. Our objective is to win and stay alive, right? We get hit, we lost. I don't even care if you get armed. Unless it's in a tournament, you lost. The objective is never to get hit, right? I'm going to kill everyone and never get touched. So instead, what's going to happen, I want that arm. I'm going to throw just a simple flat cross. All right? But now, what's very important is look where I've left my hand, right? So if we turn this way a little bit. You see how I've left my hand. Same shot. That actually got over, right? But look at the difference. Now what does he have in my body? Anything that he wants on that side. Now what's he got? My hand is directly in line of his sword. I've forced him now, whatever he wants, he has to go around my hand, right? You can't come through it anymore. By doing that, I've now created, we have the same possibility right now. Like wherever he goes, I have a chance to follow. Right here, he's a direct shot, and I have to find a way to get back. Not anymore. I'm already on the block. All right? And we can do this now with just about everything we do, right? Let's say I want to go outside. All right? I could throw here, right? But what do I do? There's no block in this. There's nothing here. And I mean, he just has to pretty much high cross or just flat cross back. All right? If it's sword and board or something, maybe this is a good shot, but it's not, okay? We're single sword, we have to stay defensive. We don't want to just simul all the time. So instead, I throw it here. Same shot location. I hit the exact same location, but by turning my hand in, and this is what on the video is called a backhand, all right? Backhand there. Now look what I've created. I have my hand, once again, directly in position for a block. So like, after I swing, throw my back pocket, all right? So if I throw out here, really nothing, all right? But instead I go like this, there's really, it's blocked already. Yep, absolutely. So once again, if I throw when I do this, if I throw outside, right? Dead. Now, there's nothing there, right? I created a shot that still hits, all right? It still is the correct target. But what I've done is I focused on making sure I don't die, all right? Because in the end, we're fighting, what's the objective? Don't die. Don't die. If you don't die, you can't lose, all right? So, everything that we do now can have that same effect. We can throw inside, but look, once again, I left my sword here. Let's say I want to throw over, right? Maybe I can throw down to the hip, and now look what I just created. I threw down all the way to the hip, but because of this hit, now I am in the way of his sword, correct? So, what we want to work on, and we're going to do this one more time, is work on throwing this shot and keeping your hand in the lane. I can throw just a hammer here, I'm in the lane. I can throw out here, I'm in the lane. I can throw backhand, I'm in the lane. I can throw a forehand, I'm in the lane. The thing we do not want to do, and when I say lane, I'll say lane a lot. You'll hear me say lane a lot. That is the lane of his shot, right? Wherever his shot's coming from, this is the lane I want to stay in, all right? I want to force him out of his lane. Because when he has to come around, now not only do I have time to react and block, but also what is he no longer doing? Staying in my lane. So now he comes across and I'm here and look, now it's my turn, okay? So as long as I am able to stay in his lane and force him around the lane, now I have the advantage because not only have we forced him out, we're talking about that minimalistic blocking, all right? So I'm, here, he has to come, right, this is a straight shot, but now that's not what's going to hit. He's got to come somewhere wide, okay? I force him out of the lane. I don't go out of the lane, all right? Does that make sense to everyone? How that, in the end, that's what's going to get you the kill and keep you alive. I know a lot of you are going to go like, but I hit almost all the time when I do this. It doesn't matter. You also get hit all the time when you do this. And when you fight someone who's really good, maybe you're fighting just your friend, and he doesn't know how to take advantage of that, but that's not how we're going to become a great fighter, because someone who's really good is going to see you go like this, oh, you're completely dead, right? That's not the objective. I just threw my life away in hopes of hitting someone in the leg. Maybe, right? So that's why we're doing this minimalistic attacking, minimalistic blocking, because we're forcing them, you know, we're fighting, bam, we want them to come out of the lane, right? The second they come out of the lane, we have won. So we're throwing, staying in the lane. With that block, everything stays in their way until they come outside, and then we take the field. And as we get more advanced in this, there's a ton of theory that goes along this with setups and stuff. Like you would put it in your left hand, right? So now that I've learned this, right, this is a little bit advanced. Things that, you know, we might go over eventually, not yet. But like, let's say I want him to come outside, right? I want him to come out of my lane. What if I want him to come outside? Okay, so I go here. Now what have I created? I've created a, exactly, that's what everyone sees, right? I threw inside, and this is what I've now opened up. But because I know what's happening, I throw inside, he comes outside, and I hit him, right? You see how that goes? Same thing, I want him to come inside, I go like, oh, look at that. You know? So, once we get these basics down, there are a lot of advanced tactics and advanced maneuvers that we can do off of this that makes for a great single sword fighter, all right? So let's get in a group real quick, and we're just gonna work on throwing stuff like the backhand, all right, a forehand, but everything stays here. If you're not hitting, don't necessarily worry about it right away. Keep in mind, this is single sword where it's not all or nothing. It's not like, oh, I didn't hit, I lost. No, I can still win 3 shots later, okay? So here, oh, he blocked it, but look, my hand's in the right position. I lost nothing for that, except for possibly setting him up because now he has a chance to make a mistake, right? I have not made a mistake yet. All right?
No.
So let's work on that.
Oh, okay.
You just rotated the whole arm and then just.
But don't extend. All right, so I'm here.
Right, it's here. You are.
You're putting a little too over.
Okay.
So watch my elbow right now.
My lane's here.
All right.
So it's. You're here. And then you just extend out.
Pretty much.
Okay.
We're going to come back to the one last thing, all right? I think that many of you already know what this is, but we're going to do it anyway because it is the best training device for single sword, period, about learning to stay in the lane and about learning every single shot. You have to be looking for the block. Because when doing this, hitting them doesn't mean it's over. It's block strike, all right? So here, give me, you know how to block strike? Come here. So, we're going to go over this real quick. This is, I promise you, this is the best single sword drill there is. There are other ones that are good. There are things that this does not cover, but if you were going to do one drill, do this one. All right? So, we start sword apart. All right? We're going to pick 2 targets on either side of the body. One on the left, one on the right, and we're both going to do it. I prefer to always start with sword, side forearm, and back side body, okay? So, sword, side forearm, back side body, right? He has the exact same thing on me. Sword, side forearm, back side body. Perfect. Then, what we're going to do is one of us will start, they attack, right? I block, I attack. They block, they attack. I block, bam, bam, right? Simple enough. Block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike. Easy enough, right? This is a 4-minute drill. It is going to wear your arm out. These will be the last 4 minutes, and then we're going to go on to fun games and all that stuff, all right? What we're going to do, 1 minute with our right versus right. Then one of you will switch. Upon switching, targets will remain sword side forearm, back side body. So he switched it to his left hand. It's now his left side forearm, right? And his back side body. Understand? Awesome. Now, we're going to do that for a minute. Then the person who didn't switch is going to switch. Left on left, sword side, back body. Then the other guy's going to switch. Right on left. At the end, every single person will have used both hands against both the opponent's hands, right? Now then, I'll show this like 3/4 speed real quick. And hey, when y'all do this, start slow, all right? It seems really simple, but it's actually really awkward getting the whole I don't swing twice thing down. Like when you first start, like you swing and then someone starts to swing and then you want to hit them in the arm without, but it's just a little awkward when you first start. But once you get used to it, it's great because it's going to teach you every single shot you're looking for the block afterwards, right? So no matter what we do, I'm throwing here, you know, to sword side forearm, I better be blocking. So if I do this, well, I'm going to get hit. You're going to get hit a lot if you start doing dumb stuff, all right? We stay safe. I'm going to try to stay in the lane, and I'll show you about 3/4 speed. And I want you to notice when I do this, how little my hand's going to move, all right? Or how little I'm going to try to move my hand, and how much I'm going to try to stay in his lane, all right? So ready? Go ahead. So there you go. Make more or less sense? All right?
Are we supposed to try and push the other person back like that?
No, hopefully the other person can stay with you a little bit. But, all right. Low hand movement. Try not to do this. All right? Lots of people want to do this. We call it starting the chainsaw, okay? Get that chainsaw started. We're not. Swing. You just keep swinging. See this? We don't want this, all right? Hand needs to stay out, all right? So let's go ahead and get with your partner. This is the last thing we're going to do, and we're done.
Hear that sword swing in my face.